Hi, it's KL here, and we are at a month that is really quite extraordinary. What I wanted to speak about today is I had a client meeting not too long ago, and I think a lot of us deal with this. And what happened was he was explaining to me that another relapse had taken place, and his mood was, down and kind of in the dumps and in a place of trying to figure out what can do that will change this outcome, that will get his daughter back into recovery. And so I changed the question on him and I asked him, "What are you doing to take care of yourself? What is your wife doing to take care of herself?" And that seemed a bit puzzling to him. And I said, "Well, first is so important for us to put our oxygen masks on first. We have to take care of ourselves." And what happens generally when we have a child, an adult child that relapses, is whatever self care we have in place, we tend to back off, begin to let some things go because we're focused more on, quote, the job of getting our adult child back into rehab or back on the recovery wagon. And I believe, beyond a shadow of a doubt, based on my own experience, that it's actually time for us to skill up. It's time for us to bring probably another piece to the table relative to our self care. So, as you know, Sam relapsed and recovered at least 12 times. And so every time as it got what I would consider more serious, the more possibility of him not making it through this journey, I would skill up. I was already doing my gratitude rounds in the morning, my workouts, my meditation, eating well, working with great people professionally, doing the things that I knew would help serve me really well, getting great sleep, eating cleanly, feeling what I needed to feel, and learning what I needed to learn, which is really truly for me all the time. So grabbing a different kind of learning, a different kind of book, listening to music, upping my ability to emotionally regulate. When I would hit a lull, I would put on very quickly to make the shift turn a great piece of music that lifts me up and lifts my spirit up. Because when I am in the top of my brain where confidence, creativity, clarity resides, I can make much better decisions about my journey and about my son's journey. So that was the conversation that I had with him. At the same time, just recognizing that relapse is generally part of the journey. Although I did talk recently with a woman who, after 15 years of using and drinking, her family did an intervention with her and basically said, "We can't do this with you anymore." And that was for her, that was her turning point where she got help. And that's been 10 years. And she continues to do her sobriety and clean program consistently day in and day out. And I will tell you that most people are not like that. Most people are in and out of rehabs, up and down, all around. And every time there's a relapse, we cannot afford to relapse emotionally ourselves. So I'm going to encourage you to begin to think about, what is your recovery program? What is your recovery program? Your recovery from feeling like it's my job to take care of them. It's my job to control them. It's my job to fix them. We have to recover from the illusion and the lie of that message. It isn't our job. We're not in control and we can't fix them. All we can do is deal with ourselves and live a bright and clear and as happy as possible, give ourselves permission to laugh and to have joy and to do things that we love to do. At the same time, Obviously, we know that we have somebody that we love is dealing with addiction, still consistently delivering the message, "You are always loved," and these are the boundaries. You're not welcome in our home when you're using. We will not give you money. We're not gonna support you by having you live in the basement and giving you food every day. We are going to encourage you to face the consequences of the disease that you're dealing with and begin to get the help that you need. And so, couple things here. Recovery is part of the journey. Relapse can, for the most part, be part of the journey. Their relapse, our relapse. Their recovery, our recovery. And remember too that who you're dealing with in addiction mode is the addict. That is not your child, your adult son or daughter, or your spouse. That is another person that has actually their brain has been hijacked by their disease. And I separated those two very clearly. That helped me to better navigate that I knew my son, the heart of who my son is, the spirit of who my son is, was in there somewhere. At some point, I prayed that that spirit would want to rise and take its power back from the addiction that he was dealing with. And so, if you can separate those two out and understand that when they're in addiction mode, their brains have been hijacked. And when their brains have been hijacked by their disease, the drugs take the first position of survival in their brains. And so that's how they can do these crazy things that when they are in recovery, that is absolutely no way who they are. So these are just a few things to think about, keep in mind, and really truly take care of yourselves. Go to our resource page on the website, look up the books and the videos that we have listed there. There's a lot to read if you haven't read, and those things really helped me during those times when it seemed the darkest. The other is get my book, The 5 Acts of Courage. It has things absolute life-changing, transformative processes, tools, strategies that you can employ to be able to navigate your own journey through the midst of this. And then finally, if you want extended help, go to voicesencourage.com/family. And that will take you to a resource site of a 12-week program that is online and in demand. You can go it at your own pace. There are resources there that will help tremendously. And honestly, I don't know if I had known that those resources were available to me when I first started this journey, it would have been a significantly shorter time frame for me to get my sanity back. So I wish you all the best on your journey. Please take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. Until next month, take care.